Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to Lively Legz Fly Fishing. Iron Mike here. And today what I'm going to do is not make really a fishing video. It's more about a little bit of history about like how I evolved in the game, I would say. So like a lot of others, I should say, I know I did. I started with a 9-foot 5-weight, weight forward, thick, heavy line, years back, using nothing but an indicator. Yes, I caught fish, but as everyone should be, or does, they're always trying to improve their game. So after that, a couple years of doing that, wanted to get a little bit better, especially in the faster runs, the faster water, the shallow waters, and an indicator just wasn't cutting it. So I started with, thin nymphing line on that same 9-foot 5-weight. Then a little on down the road, a year or so later, I picked up my first actual nymphing rod, a 10-foot 3-weight it was, and then began experimenting with monofilament rigs rather than a thin diameter nymphing line. So, and I've been at that method of fishing for probably the last 4 or 5 years, and I absolutely love it. So what we did at Lively Legz, we came out with our own monofilament 30-foot indicator rig. Now, they look like this. They come in yellow. That will be a yellow one. So the line is a non-transparent, solid yellow line. It's so easy to track. And there's also a white line. Now, on each of these, coming at the end, there's a tippet ring and about 3 feet of cider, and then you'll hit your monofilament rig. What I really like about this is, I'm going to roll this up as I'm talking. What I really like about this is it's one straight solid 30 feet piece of your monofilament line, which is, I want to say, 15-pound test. There's no hitch points. There's one blood knot where it connects to the cider. Then at the end of the cider, there is a tippet ring. Now, when I arrive to the stream, I already have it on my line. So I'm going to show you on my reel as soon as I got that wound up. So on my reel, I have a floating line on my reel already, and then I put this at the end of it. It's only 30 feet, doesn't take up much room. It has a loop at the end, so you can do a loop-to-loop connection. Now, if I were out, and I'm sure it won't happen today because it's January and it's freezing, but if I were out and a hatch started, I could simply take this monofilament rig off, put it back on a spool, put it in my pocket, and I can be ready to dry fly fish instantly. Okay, so the way I rig this up, it's on my 10-foot 2-weight syndicate. I have right at the end of my 30-foot mono leader is 2 feet of cider, and I just put a tippet ring. Then from that tippet ring, I'm coming down. I have about 4 feet, and I vary that depending where I'm fishing, to my first fly, which is on a tag, and that's one of our little rainbow warriors. Then below that, I have a double trouble. So double trouble on the bottom and a rainbow warrior about 16 inches up on a 4-inch tag. And one thing I've noticed, the amount of doubles. I used to go eye to eye. So my top fly would be tied main line, then my bottom fly would be through that eye again. So there would be 2 knots in the top fly. So it goes line, fly, fly. Now I have line, tag, dropper, and then my double trouble or whatever at the bottom. So, and it's been so effective. Now, a lot of people will struggle when they're making that transition from nymphing line to a monofilament rig. And here's why. There's only one key concept that you have to remember. If that line is tight in your back cast, or if you're downstream and that line is tight, okay, it has to have a little weight at the bottom, or we'll call it water tension or some type of tension. I don't care if I peel all 30 feet of this off, which I never fish 30 feet away from me when I'm tight line nymphing. If I need to do that, I'll put on an indicator with this line and get it out to where it need be. But if that line is tight, okay, you're looking at your monofilament rig. If it's tight, I don't care how far you want to flick that up with the tension in the line and the weight of the flies, it's going to go that far. I'm sitting here on the bank, and here, I'll pull out 1, 2, 3, 4. That's probably 9 feet. Okay, and I'm tight down the river. And look, I flick it. I mean, I can flick it up as far as I want. And I get ready to go. You know what? I'll turn this to see if you can see. I'm filming with my phone, but I'm snaring back. Okay, so it's downriver. My flies are on the top of the water column, and I'm just going to flick it up. And as soon as it gets in, I get my line tight. I get my line ready. Do not let your monofilament or your cider drag on the water. Get it in. You should be ready within 1 second. Okay, get it in. Get in contact with your nymphs. So many people cast in, their line's floating down. They're not even ready till it's halfway down. And that's why, if you're one of the people that get most of your hits at the end of the drift, that's what you need to work on your game. You need to cast it up. There, I'm ready. I'm tight. Okay, practice that. Cast it up. I'm tight. And that will be a big improvement in your game. Try to be ready for those instant hits. Now, if it's slower water, you might want to let it sink a little bit before you start coming down through naturally. But try that. Get ready. There's only one way. If you have your line floating on the water, like, I don't know if you can see that, but if you have it curled and it's floating on the water, you're not going to see the strikes unless you get into like greasing your cider with where your actual last 3 feet of your line is going to be floating on top, and you focus on that. Okay, a greased cider works just like an indicator, but that's a whole another topic. But if you're interested in trying out the monofilament rigs, these are absolutely fantastic if I can find them. Oh, that's the, I don't even know where they went. Oh, right here, I'm sitting on them. Okay, like I said, we have them in yellow and in white. I don't know which one I prefer better. I think low light conditions, that white really stands out. But they're both very visible, and I like it because the other monos I fished brown monos, and they were just so hard to track for me. These, I can see them all the time, every time, all day long. So we're gonna get to a little bit of fishing now, and try to get a couple fish on video. But thanks for tuning in. And if you want to pick one up and give it a whirl, I think you'll like it. It is low stretch, low memory, 30 foot with the indicator, wraps right onto your existing line that's already under your reel, and you can spool it up, put it in your pocket, take you with if a hatch come off. So let's get fishing. Thanks for coming along. I tried to set this camera angle up so you can see what I mean about my line tight. Okay, come down towards the camera now. My line's tight to the water. I'm gonna pull out some more line, tight, and I can just push it up and you run and get ready, just like that. And there, instantly, is a nice rainbow. Took the double trouble. And bingo. Just like that. Okay, line tight. And that one hit quick. If I wouldn't have been ready, I would never known. And that's a nice, beautiful rainbow trout. Took the double trouble. I'm gonna get him released here. Go the other way, buddy. Get my net man back on my fish back without falling, and just like that. So, as long as you have that line tight, you can cast it as far up the stream as you want. So, took a couple casts, but sometimes it does in the winter time. But that is a beautiful wild brown. One of our new gold. That's our gold bead lightning bug right there. So take them off and release. Nice little brown. good wild brown. Just the double trouble. Lots of current in the stream today. Oh, missed him. Oh, nice little wild. I instantly had a hit when I threw in there as well. Not hard to see him react using this mono, and there's a big old size 10 DT right in the corner of his mouth. Get this guy released. Huh. Barbless, but that was really in there. He also took the big old size 10 double trouble. Got a big rock here I gotta step up. Beautiful little fish. There he goes. A wild brownie on the double trouble. There he is. Beautiful little wild. And there he goes. Nice little wild brown. There he is, took the DT again. Beautiful little fish. Boy, what a nice adipose fin. There he goes. Alright, let me get this hooked up. And these are convenient too. Old net man hooks right on your side pack. But anyhow, so today's video, I know Ben and Andy have been out earlier in the week, and they made 2 videos this week, and they did pretty well on them. So I'm not going to give Ben another video to edit where there's 40 fish or, you know, whatever. I'm going to take the rest of the time, enjoy the day, but be sure to check out, if you've been interested in trying a monofilament rig, this is very easy, simplistic setup, no fancy knots, straight to the point, and a very nice addition to anybody, you know, wanting to give it a try. But thanks for coming along, and best of luck in the outdoors, and be sure to check us out at livelylegz.com.